Judge Torres recently decided that the SEC has dropped all charges against XRP, therefore indicating what many would consider a complete capitulation. For Ripple and XRP holders all around, this historic legal triumph signifies a sea change. The leaked records reveal that the SEC's lawsuit has essentially failed, opening the path for XRP's victorious comeback to main markets. Experts are alerting investors that there are just 48 hours before the price starts its explosive climb. The new floor of the market is $20,000. There isn't hype here. In crypto history, this represents a seismic event. Top exchanges, including Coinbase and Kraken, are getting ready to relist XRP tonight, according to insider communications, which is driving a tsunami of purchasing activity. XRP, back on these large-scale platforms, will cause liquidity to surge, and both retail and institutional investors will flood the market, with daily trade volume predicted to soar to over $50 billion, a volume so great short sellers and critics risk ultimate annihilation. The short squeeze by itself might set off, until unheard of, price momentum, driving reluctant market players to cover their holdings at fast-increasing rates. That legal triumph, though, is only the beginning. Reportedly valued at $150 million, Ripple's intentions for an IPO place XRP as a dividend asset closely connected to Ripple's future growth. In the cryptocurrency space, this would be a revolutionary concept, transforming XRP from a speculative asset into a financial tool, creating actual shareholder value. The IPO itself might spark even another level of market enthusiasm by attracting institutional money, long awaiting clear regulatory signals before committing large resources. Examining the price math gives even more convincing grounds for believing in this rally. With the futures market alone valued at over $200 billion worldwide, XRP priced at $20,000 would still only account for 10% of the possible capitalization it might possibly attain. This implies that above this first surge, there is still great capacity for development and upward potential. Many experts really contend that $20,000 is significantly too low, and that once the market fully understands XRP's legal clarity and strategic advantages, the actual price objectives might reach multiples of this amount. This decision by Judge Torres also proves XRP as the only cryptocurrency with perfect legal clarity. XRP is alone with a clean bill of legal health, while several tokens still suffer regulatory ambiguity and litigation threats. This confidence honestly opens the doors for pension funds, hedge funds, and corporate treasuries to finally invest in XRP without regard to legal consequences, therefore removing a fundamental obstacle for institutional adoption. This element by itself might truly make XRP from a specialized digital asset a mainstream financial powerhouse. This legal discovery has consequences much beyond only price action. It changes the story about cryptocurrency and government control substantially. Future token issuers and legislators striving for clear, cooperative frameworks will find a roadmap in XRP success story. This legal clarity can assist define worldwide norms that strike a mix between innovation and compliance, therefore impacting policy decisions in big markets, including the US, EU, and Asia. Investors must respond quickly. Really important is the 48-hour time frame before XRP's official relisting and price explosion. Early adopters who position themselves now will stand to gain much from the approaching mass. This is not the moment for uncertainty or second thought. The facts are unambiguous. The market is ready for a historic breakthrough. Momentum is rising. The road is open for XRP to occupy its due place at the vanguard of the crypto revolution as the litigation ends. One also has to take into account the larger macroeconomic setting. Concerning inflation, traditional financial markets have been erratic. Against this background, XRP presents a convincing substitute, a regulated liquid with legally cleared digital assets, supported strongly by institutions. Legal triumph, trade relistings, and enormous volume inflows taken together provide a perfect storm for XRP to challenge even the biggest financial instruments available worldwide. Moreover, the technique of Ripple is becoming popular all around. Growing alliances with banks and payment systems help XRP become more valuable as a low-cost, quick cross-border payment method. XRP, not only a speculative asset, but also a vital part of the developing digital economy, since its real-world adoption reinforces the optimistic, technical and fundamental story. Those thinking about danger should keep in mind that the crypto market is always volatile. But the scope and importance of this legal triumph considerably reduce regulatory risk, which previously has been the main factor depressing XRP prices. Once that ambiguity is eliminated, market demand and acceptance become the main risk element, both of which are positioned to rise significantly in the next weeks. Also drastically changed is community attitude. Once tired and wary, the XRP holder base is now energized with fresh confidence and hope. Predicts of a $20,000 price target and above abound on social media. Encouragement of XRP accumulation. Now, before the floodgates opens by influencers and crypto analysts, comes from this wave of good feeling starts a feedback loop that can really speed up price increase and purchasing power. We also have to not forget the possible worldwide financial influence. Often slow and costly, XRP's technology presents a scalable substitute for current payment systems. XRP is poised to take a big chunk of the market as governments and businesses try to update their financial infrastructure. Legal clearance combined with better impression makes it simpler than it has ever been for financial institutions to include XRP into their processes. Ripple's IPO and other institutional fundraising initiatives could mark the last step of this shift, therefore validating XRP's position. Once on public markets, XRP's value will immediately be influenced by Ripple's success, therefore establishing a symbiotic link between token price and company performance. For the crypto sector, this link changes everything, since it moves from essentially speculative assets to ones connected to actual business measures. To sum